Good morning. My name is Tony DuPont. I am running for the state legislature for the district that comprises Arlington, Manchester, Sandgate, and Sunderland as one of the two state representatives. I was born in Pennsylvania, grew up in Delaware. I spent the summers with my grandmother in Craftsbury Common, Vermont. The family owned a herd of Jersey cows, and I did my share of the farm work. I graduated from Yale with a degree in economics, which gives me the same point of view on economic issues as Cynthia Browning, who currently is one of the two representatives for this district. My first job after graduation was as a pilot for Pan American World Airways, flying the Atlantic. On a leave of absence from the airline, I earned a master's degree in aeronautics from the California Institute of Technology. I eventually left the airline and joined Douglas Aircraft, where I became Chief of Advanced Design. That's the best job you can have in an airplane company. But I left Douglas a few years later to join the Garrett Corporation because it gave me an opportunity to work on some advanced propulsion engines that were frustrating our ability to make the kind of airplanes we wanted to at Douglas. I eventually left Garrett and started my own company, DuPont Aerospace, to use the advances in engine technology combined with airplanes. Because I had worked on both sides of the fence, we could do a better job of integrating the engine with the airplane. And the two airplanes we worked on for the next 40 years was an airplane that takes off from a runway and goes into space and comes back again, lands on a runway. It does what the space shuttle does, but it does it with using the oxygen from the air instead of carrying it with you, so it's a lot smaller and a lot less expensive. And the other airplane was a vertical takeoff jet for the Special Forces to get in behind the enemy lines without getting caught. When the last test was over in 2009, we retired to Vermont. We had a place in Arlington for years. We came up here as much as we could and finally moved permanently in 2009. I expect a quiet life fishing in the Battengill. But I'm running for the state legislature because the state has gotten itself into real trouble. For the past several years, the state has voted for a budget that increases faster than the income of the Vermont people to support it has increased. The number of jobs in Vermont since the recession officially ended in 2009 has been negligible. So the tax base hasn't improved, but the state budget has increased quite a bit. We have to address taxes by making the state government more efficient. This has been done successfully in other states so that the increases in taxes aren't necessary and tax reductions are even possible. This is usually in states that have a Republican governor or a Republican legislature. We have to address the drug addiction problem in the state. The governor made a big deal out of this in the State of the State address, particularly emphasizing heroin addiction. What we should consider is requiring a drug test as a condition for getting state assistance. 11 other states already do this. If the person flunks the drug test, it should incarcerate them and put them in an effective rehabilitation program, give them a chance to get on their feet and have a normal life. And only if they persist in getting off the wagon and using the drugs should we consider incarcerating them. Incarceration is the answer for drug pushers. Throw the book at them and lock them up for a good long time and force all the existing laws to the full extent of the law. And finally, we need to address the multitude of state programs. If this program is not getting the promised results, we should defund it. And we should, any legislation authorizing a new program should have a sunset clause which will automatically terminate the program after a few years if it's not working out. And if it is working out, then the legislature can extend it. But the automatic termination makes it a lot easier to resist the lobbying pressure, because every program generates a constituency that will lobby the legislature for its continuance. You wouldn't believe the number of people that, because I was a new candidate, wanted me to fill out questionnaires committing us to spend money for their pet projects. I'm very grateful to GNAT for the opportunity to present my candidate statement. I'm running for the state legislature to represent the district that comprises Arlington, Manchester, Sandgate, and Sunderland. I ask for your vote in November in order to get Vermont back on the right track.